What's going on, everyone? Hootmoney here with another video for you guys today. Today we're going to be talking about MULN stock, or Mullen Automotive. This is a stock that I do not currently have a position in, but I was requested to make an update video on it. I did make a video about a week ago about how I feel about this company, how I don't really see it as a great fundamental value until their next earnings. I really want to see how their situation with Asusa develops before I can actually get behind the fundamental thesis. However, the short squeeze thesis is definitely in play. Ever since we saw those 22 million short exempts in a single day, it kind of changed my perspective on the whole short squeeze situation. So I definitely want to bring an update to people that do own this stock, and we'll be doing that in today's video. So drop a like on the video if you guys enjoy this content. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. If you guys want all of my buy and sell alerts, you can do so with the first link in the description. With that being said, let's get right into the video. So first things first, I want to show you guys the option chain because the gamma pressure is really cooking up in MULN, and it's super interesting. I mean, you can just see right here on March 18th, the implied volatility is 650%. And I mean, I'm just so shocked. That's so insane. 800% there for the $4 contract. This is wild. This contract is so expensive. You have to pay 15 bucks to get a $4 call option expiring this week, meaning that we'd have to go up like 150% for this contract to actually go in the money. So that's an absolutely insane bet, and the implied volatility is showing that at 800 freaking percent. So you can see right here at the $1 strike price, there's 29,000 in open interest, so that's tied to about 3 million shares right there. 39,000 at the 2.5 strike price, that's tied to another 4 million shares right there. That says that the float is 22 million shares, but we're going to be talking about the float more on later in the video. Even on later expiration dates, 4/14, there's still tons of open interest. This is a story stock. I do believe that MULN will continue to have major volatility over the next few months, and even over the next year or so. I'd like to briefly thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Moomoo.com, a licensed FINRA brokerage that does absolutely zero payment for order flow. They're running a brokerage promotion where if you deposit $1 on their platform, you can get up to $7,000 in free stock, as well as an additional Neo share, as long as you deposit $1 on their platform. So absolutely incredible promotion right there. You can find it using the links below in the description or pin comment section. But without further ado, let's get right back into the video. All right, doing some technical analysis. It's hard to do longer term. Like if we do the weekly chart, you can't really see it. It did say to buy it February 28th, which would have been a great price. But even the daily chart, again, it's not really showing anything other than it's forming an uptrend. Red money flow is cooling off a little bit. Going into this 4-hour chart, that's where you first start to see some good stuff. You can see that the money flow turned into green. So it had a huge period all the way from November until now where there was super red money flow, which essentially signifies a downtrend. So it does show on the 4-hour chart right here that it is forming somewhat of an uptrend. Now, at the same time, the 4-hour chart is definitely a little bit overbought. As you guys can see right here, March 1st, it showed that it was overbought, and then right here on March 9th, both of which were good signals. So now that it's overbought means that you probably can get it for a bit of a cheaper price, although the green money flow is showing that it is in an uptrend. Going into the 1-hour chart, you guys can see the 1 hour got the red dot as of this morning, and it's been moving down ever since. Now, at the same time, if we zoom in again, the money flow was curving up until this point, meaning that an uptrend could be soon. It could be that it comes down just a little bit just to come right back up, right? Because that money flow is showing the picture. It was overbought, but it means that it could longer term be in an uptrend. And in longer term right now, we're not talking about like days, weeks. We're talking about like 4-hour candles, right? Something this volatile, it's hard to show it on a large time frame, especially because the volume came in very recently. So because of this, it does look like it could cool off throughout the day, but it could come right back up as, again, money flow is looking good on these shorter time frames. 15-minute chart is looking good. The uptrend is still intact despite the dip that we saw this morning. It got a green means go dot right here on market Cipher. I was actually actually gonna make a play on that myself because the money flow was just so good right there. It's having trouble breaking that fib level. You're not really gonna see the resistance until we get into this 5-hour chart. You guys can see right here, it's showing some resistance at that 176 fib level. And if we zoom out a little here, look at the 5-minute candles, you guys can see how tied to the fib levels this is. So if you are trading this, I do recommend you use a Fibonacci retracement. As you guys can see, it broke through this fib level, it started using it as support, then it broke through this fib level, right? It used this fib level as a resistance point. Then right here on Friday, it was using it as somewhat of a resistance, right? Then it broke through that in after hours, moved back up to 150, which was the next level, spiked up all the way up to the next level of 175 in pre-market this morning, breaking through that and then spiking up almost to the upper range where it traded at just a few days ago, 213, getting up to 210, just to sell off as market open with profit takers and whatnot happen. So right now it is testing this fib level again. It's deciding whether or not it's going to be a bull trap and come back down or break out and go back up to 210. However, it did look good on that 15-minute chart. It doesn't mean it's going to come all the way back up because remember guys, the 1 hour is a bit overbought and then the 4 hour as well is showing that it may come down a little bit even if it's forming a longer term uptrend. All right, so Ortex now listed at 155 million share free float. Webull has it over here at 22 million. So that's a big difference. And Ortex actually tweeted on MULN as of this morning, following a prospective sale of up to 228 million shares of common stock. Filings show significant increases to both outstanding shares and the number of shares excluded from free float. Shares outstanding is increased to 188 million with a free float of 82%. This means they only have 2.63% of current shares being shorted. Now with all that, there was another 3.6 million shares and a 24% increase in short interest as of today. This is just another example of how retail gets screwed with data. Thursday, it was showing 49% of the free float was on loan. Then on Friday, it shows that 6% of the free float is on loan. It's kind of crazy how it just dumps off like that. I think free float should be a constantly known number and it should be supplied by NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange themselves each and every single day after the market closes. There's just so many instances where retail doesn't know the simple things such as the free float, which heavily affects the value of the company. I mean, according to Webull, they have the free float market cap at $40 million. But according to Ortex, with 155 million free float shares, that's a $387 million free float market cap, which is a big difference. I mean, by over $300 million. Maybe, just maybe, retail should get accurate data and know for sure in a timely manner and not just be blindsided. Anyways, the whale flow data is absolutely incredible. There is so much volume on this stock. A few buy to open orders, a few size greater than open interest orders. Overall, extremely bullish right here. If we're looking at ask side only, it's 78% bullish. Also, a majority of people are speculating on that 318 expiration. Majority of their open interest does reside in that 318 expiration, meaning that the volatility could cool off after 318, which is this Friday. If we slap on the bid side, we can see that it's a slightly less bullish here, 43%. So people were selling their options, which is why it probably did come down at market open, because that's when the options market does open, and then the constant hedging from market makers brings down the share price as people sell off their call options. So that begs the question, should you sell out your call options? I can't tell you guys what to do, but I can show you the data of what people making option trades over $10,000 in premium or more are doing. As you guys can see, we have the filters calls only, bid and ask side. So this shows if more people are buying or more people are selling call options, and the charts show that more people are buying. There's more ask side volume on the calls, and they're definitely targeting, again, that 318 expiration. Looking at the historical flow for MULN, you guys can see the call option volume really spiked up here on 227. 228 was also a really big day for MULN. Now today, the call option volume is almost double that, meaning that it could be undergoing a gamma squeeze. Now, it doesn't mean to go buy the stock, because usually there's a few days of less call option volume after it does come back up. So it doesn't necessarily mean go go chase the stock right now. There's so much call option volume. Generally speaking, it's not a good idea to chase that high call option volume, as that added volatility could in fact increase your risk. Majority of the open interest is on the 318, with the most popular options being the $2.50 option for 318 and the $1 option for 318. We can see that dark pool volume is the highest it's been since March 1st as of today. March 1st was the day that it sold off a lot, so that was over here, right? That's when the dark pool volume was high. It appears like the majority of the dark pool volume manipulation will be coming on the days that it does sell off. So for 3/18/2022, which is this Friday, the max pain theory would suggest that there is some downside risk, as the $1 strike price would cause the max pain to option buyers. So the max pain theory essentially suggests that call option holders will never make money, and the stock price will always gravitate away from putting these option holders in the money on their contracts. I've seen the theory play out. I've seen the theory not play out. However, if there is a gamma squeeze going on and there is constant delta hedging and the market maker is buying the stock in order to hedge their short call position, then it could completely ignore the max pain theory and gamma squeeze. But there is volatility within gamma squeezes as well, which does in fact cause some risk as well. You got to be timing the market right when there's a gamma squeeze, because almost every time there's a gamma squeeze, it does end up peaking out at some point and coming back down dramatically. So that's all I really got for the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. As always, drop a like on it if you guys did. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. There's definitely an uptrend forming on some of the shorter time frames, such as the 4-hour and 1-hour candles in MULN. And there's an absolutely insane option chain expiring this week on 3/18. So I do expect there to be insane amounts of volatility throughout this week, and potentially it will be calming down as that 3/18 expiration expires. We've also seen in the past that once option chains expire, the stock price rockets. So regardless, you can definitely expect some volatility in this stock, and I think it's likely to last throughout 2022. Again, MULN is definitely a story stock. It's definitely one that gets the gears going for retail investors. So I totally see the volatility remaining and lasting in MULN stock ongoing through 2022. Anyways, that's all I got. Hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like if you guys did. Subscribe to the channel for more content. And if you want up to $7,000 in free stock, as long as you deposit $1 on their platform, you can check out Moomoo using the links below in the description or pin comment section. You also get a free share of Neo with a $1 deposit on their platform. So again, links are below to that. If you want all of my buy and sell alerts, it's that first link in the description. You can check it out, Hootmoney trade alerts. Anyways, guys, that's about it. I'll be seeing you guys next time.